As a photographer, getting your photos to the clients is, well, that's the job. And sending your client a link to a Google Drive folder, well, it's less than ideal. So here you are about to legitimize your photography business by investing in your client's experience with a real client gallery system like CloudSpot. In this video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to do just that. I'm going to show you how to sign up for CloudSpot, personalize and brand your gallery, set up a print store, and send your first gallery to your clients. Now, if you haven't signed up for CloudSpot already, just head over to deliverphotos.com to learn more about CloudSpot and sign up now and follow along. It's free to get started, and if you have any questions whatsoever about CloudSpot, just leave them in a comment below and I will do my best to answer each and every one of them. So let's get into it. All right, so I just went to deliverphotos.com, and this is the landing page where it takes you to sign up for CloudSpot. So you can go ahead and click you can learn more, obviously, about CloudSpot, learn about their pricing. There's obviously a free plan, and that's what we're going to sign up with today. Just go ahead and click that Get Started Now button, and I'm going to click Get Started. So from here, it's just going to ask you the normal stuff. All right, I went ahead and filled out all the information. I confirmed that I'm not a robot, and now we are going to officially create our account. So here we go. Here we are. We are just going to go ahead and get started because that is how CloudSpot does it. We're going to click this Create Your First Collection right here. So sample collection. Let's just go ahead and call it sample collection. We're going to have an event date. Sure, that's it. And we're just going to see what happens because, I'm not exactly ready to set it up right now, right? And I just kind of want to see what's going to happen. So let's see what it does, right? And now it's simulating uploading some photos there, and it did that. So now we get to choose our cover. Okay. We got a bunch of options here. There's a ton of options to make your gallery fit your brand, which is one thing that I love about CloudSpot. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this bottom bar one. I like that. And then I'm just going to hit Publish Gallery. And then I'm going to hit View Gallery. We're going to see what it looks like. And this is what it would look like if a client were to look at it. So here we go. And just like that, nice and easy, right? So that is kind of a very simple way of how this whole process works. But let's go ahead and set it up because this is a brand new account. We get it. We know that we want to deliver photos. Let's get going with this. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. So the first thing I'm going to click here is my collections up at the top. And this is a brand new account. So I don't have any collections. I haven't uploaded any galleries to my CloudSpot. So the first thing that we are going to do to set up our CloudSpot account is all of the account stuff, because even though it may not be fun, it is really important to set up all that stuff first. So I'm going to click my account up here in the corner. I'm actually going to increase the size of this page, make it a little easier, and then I'm going to click settings right there. So you'll see the first thing that you'll see is the ability to upgrade your plan, obviously, if you're going to need more storage. If this is your first time signing up for CloudSpot, the free account is absolutely fantastic. So again, I'm just going to stick with that right now. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go down to my user settings. I don't need to go to storage because, well, I haven't uploaded anything yet. So I'm going to go to my user settings, and this is where you can, just do things like your email address, your company name, change your password, and your email. There's not really a lot to do here, but we just want to make sure that that all looks good, spelled right, before we go ahead and move on. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to skip gallery branding right here, and I'm going to go straight to portfolio settings. So with portfolio settings, again, we can see that we have several options here about maybe a URL for our portfolio. We have an option to embed our portfolio. I believe that that's just for a paid plan, but that's a great option if you don't want to host the photos on a website and you're shooting more like landscapes where anybody can buy the photos. Then this is a great option because not only are you embedding your portfolio in your website, but then you're also embedding your print store as well, which is great. So let's go ahead and fill out this information right here. So the footer website link is going to be, I'll fill that in. Awesome. And then the footer copyright text. And this is just either your name or your company name. So I'm just going to fill out my name. Okay, so now we have the ability to manage collections. So what this is CloudSpot is, one thing that I love about CloudSpot is that it just works for everything, like really no matter what kind of photography it is that you are shooting. So for me personally, I shoot weddings, engagements, the occasional portrait, and family. And that's about it, right? So I'm going to go ahead and you can delete all of these others, right? I don't do mitzvahs, I don't do seniors, I don't do maternity. Okay, that is it. Those are pretty much all of the categories that I'm going to be uploading. But if at any time you needed to upload a different category, then of course you can just hit category and then edit that name and use that as well. So no worries. You're not locking yourself into anything here. I'm going to go ahead and save changes. And now I'm going to go up to gallery branding, right? So when it comes to your gallery, as we saw earlier, your gallery is where clients are going to come to see your photos. So you want to be able to put your best foot forward and, make it look like it's your own and that it's not just some Google Drive link, but it really is that they're in the right place and that it is your own. So first thing, we have the option for company logo here. So I'm going to go ahead and click upload image. Now I have a little folder right here that I have my logo, and there it is. It is a PNG file, which means that the background is transparent, and that is important for things like this, so that they can put them places throughout the experience, and it's just going to look its best, right? So I'm going to click open. We're going to let it figure out its thing there. Next thing I'm going to do while that's uploading is now it's done. So I'm actually going to go over here. So now cover photo logo. I'm actually going to use the same photo because you could create your own unique cover photo, but I'm just going to use the exact same logo right there. Now, one thing, if you are on the free plan, here's something really important to know, is that if you're on the free plan, you're not going to be able to watermark your photos within CloudSpot. So CloudSpot has this amazing ability to be able to automatically watermark your photos. So that means that you can go ahead and edit your photos, upload all of them to CloudSpot, and then you can just turn on this button, and then CloudSpot will apply your watermark to all of your images. Now, why would you want that? Why wouldn't you just watermark your photos within, say, Lightroom? Well, if you upload all your photos with a watermark, if your client buys a photo or they send a photo to print, it's going to have your watermark on it. But if you upload a watermark image here, then when they're looking at their galleries, it's going to have the watermark on the photo, which is going to deter them from wanting to steal the images or screenshot the images. But then once they purchase it, then the watermark, it goes away. And regardless of whether they download the photo or not, if any photo that is printed does not get a watermark. So that's another cool feature. But that is just for the one of the paid plans. So if you do something like mini sessions, if you do something like model calls, or if you do something where the session is free, but the prints and the photos are purchased separately, then this is a fantastic option. Even for sports and stuff, it is great. It is just a great feature that I use all the time. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and save those changes here. Next, we're going to go to email settings. Now, why do you care about emails here, right? Well, emails are really important within CloudSpot because that's how you deliver your photos to your clients. So you will be sending emails out through CloudSpot. So we have the option right here to upload a header image. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Once again, I'm just going to use I could use this one right here, or you know what? I actually think I'm going to use this black one with a transparent background. I think it just looks a little bit classier for an email. It's not so punch you right in the face with color. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. And then we have different templates that we can use as well. And these are great because they save you a ton of time, because oftentimes there's information that you need to give to a client. So writing out that email, for every single client it's a waste of time. Or it's not a waste of time, but you can better utilize your time. You know what I mean? So there's two different types of templates. There's a sharing template and then a gallery expiration template. Now, a sharing template is for just what you would assume, right? Their gallery is finished and now you want to share it with them. So I'm going to show you how to set this up right here. I'm just going to go ahead and edit this default template. Now, if you don't know what to say, that's totally fine, because if you there's going to be a link in the description for this video where you can head over to my Conquer Client Communication email templates right here. And if you want to pick them up, there's more than 30 email templates, again, made to look you like a pro and help you deal with difficult situations and make more money. So it's only $7. But again, the whole goal of it is to save you time and help you deal with sometimes somewhat difficult situations. So once you get inside, here's the link right there. You're going to even get like a video walkthrough of how to install the templates here. And where is it? And then you can just click here to download the templates, right? So I have already downloaded the templates. So I'm going to open up this portrait inquiry template right here, right? So this goes through everything from the inquiry phase to the booking phase to even the delivery phase right here. So this is the delivery email. So I'm just going to go ahead and highlight all of this and press Control C, copy that. I'll get out of here. Now back here in CloudSpot, we're going to call this template portrait delivery. All right, and I'm going to make the subject "Your photos are ready," because who wouldn't want to open up that email when they are waiting for photos? So now with this email content, I just go ahead and delete that and then paste in my email template here. So one thing that is really important, with this is that I always deliver my galleries early. So the first line is, surprise, your family photos are ready. Now, of course, you can edit this. You can say your senior photos are ready, your newborn photos are ready, whatever it is. But then within here, now all you have to do is just give instructions on how to view the gallery, put in their PIN number, which I'll show you how to tackle here shortly, and put in your Instagram username if you want them to tag you as well. And then you can choose a design for how you want your email to look. I'm just going to click that one right there and then hit save. Perfect. Okay, so now the next thing that we need to do, or that we need to look at here, actually, yep, don't need to save it, is our socials down here. So you can put in your Facebook page right there, your Instagram page right there, and once again, save those changes. And now those are going to show up in the bottom of the email. So when they get their photos, now they can see where they can follow you online, see if you posted any sneak peeks, anything like that. Okay, so next thing, we don't need to do billing because we're on the free plan right here. So we can go to integrations. Now, one thing that is really cool about CloudSpot is that they integrate with, quite a few companies. One of them being Plan. So Plan is a social media scheduling service. So what's awesome is that Plan allows you to have a gallery here within CloudSpot of photos that you might want to use for social media. And then you can just pick and choose which photos within Plan that you want to schedule out, essentially creating a bucket of content for you to repurpose and send out instead of you having to upload photos all the time into your social media scheduler. So that is cool. But then also Lightroom, so you can export your images directly from Lightroom into CloudSpot. Dubsado, if you use Dubsado. Zapier, which is great. So you can do different, automated workflows, right? So if somebody signs up for a gallery, maybe you send them an email or you log it in a Google Spreadsheets. If you use Zapier, then the power of it. So I'm not going to go through all that, but know that that is a pretty powerful and the only client gallery service that offers this, because it can really help you grow your business and, again, save time. Now, the last thing here is JPEG Mini. So whenever I, export my photos from Lightroom, I run them through JPEG Mini because it makes the file sizes much smaller without reducing any of the quality of the image. So it's the exact same quality at a much, much, much smaller file size. Now, what's very cool is that CloudSpot integrates with JPEG Mini automatically. So whenever you upload your photos to CloudSpot, they get ran through JPEG Mini, compressing, making smaller file sizes, which essentially gives you more storage because, your storage plans here, or your different plans, are based on the amount of storage that you use. So by using JPEG Mini, now you technically get more storage for the amount of photos that you get to upload. No other gallery service is doing anything like that. And again, it's, I think, a testament to why I love CloudSpot so much, that they're willing to do something like that. So anyway, if you have any of these, you can go ahead and view the integrations, see how they work, and set them up for yourself. Next thing that we want to do here within CloudSpot is set up our store. I know we're not ready to upload our photos yet. We have to create a store, because creating a store is so important as a photographer, because not only can it make you, not only can it earn you more money, but it will serve your clients better, because your clients want to share their photos. I promise you. They don't just want the digitals, they value those prints. And in fact, I have a video all about how to get the most out of a print store, and how to consistently make print sales, which you can see. Again, I'll put a link to that video in the description below. So let's just go ahead and set that up here though real quick. So the first thing that we actually need to do is, you can see that our store is deactivated until a payment service, until we upload or create a payment option. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this CloudSpot to Stripe. And if you don't know what Stripe is, it essentially allows, it's the payment processor. So once a client enters in their credit card information, Stripe charges them, and then once they get charged, then Stripe sends you the money. Okay, so now I went ahead and connected my Stripe account to CloudSpot, which will enable me to be able to take payments. Okay, so then the next thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to go to the store branding option. Now, again, this is really cool, because think of an online store, right? It looks nice. You want it to look pleasant, and CloudSpot just does a really good job at making it look really good. Now, CloudSpot automatically, look, they pull in your logo right here, which is fantastic. I didn't have to upload that here at all. They took it from my branding that we did within the account setup, which is why we went in that direction first. Now, next thing here is that they have a header image right here to see what it'll look like. Now, these gallery images, when somebody goes to your shop, they will see their own images just automatically populate here. Again, very cool. If you wanted to, you could upload a different photo. I'm not going to, because I think that looks honestly really good. Now, then we can also set up a header caption right here. I'm going to do that with my business name and my location. Perfect. And just like that, I'm going to hit save. And then now, look at that. It popped up right there under my logo. Looking good. So now we have the payment processor set up. We have the store branding set up. Now the next thing to do is set up a catalog. Now, a catalog is essentially what products you are going to offer. Now, CloudSpot makes this really easy to do. We're going to fill this out real quick and create our first catalog. So we're going to call this one Put Your Catalog. Perfect. Okay, now fulfillment type, it's going to be auto, because I'm not going to be printing the photos. The photos are going to be sent to White House Custom Color, or one of the other print options here. And then it's going to take care of itself automatically, so I don't need to mess with that. You could do custom if you wanted to, but I'm just going to leave it at auto and make it super simple. Next, you have the option to have premium pricing, color correction. I do premium packaging, but I don't do color correction. And then we are going to make this catalog my default, because let's assume that I'm going to be doing mostly just portraits. So I'm going to make that the default catalog. But I'm not going to apply this to all galleries with sales, because sometimes I do engagements, sometimes I do weddings, whatnot. And I'm going to make sure to turn on approve orders before fulfillment, because I want to make sure that my client didn't accidentally crop off a head or anything like that before it goes to print. And then I'm just simply going to click create. Now, I did a whole video on how to set up your CloudSpot store, what products to include, and even how much to charge, which I'm going to link in the description below. But we'll just do it real quick and dirty here. I know that I want to offer prints, so I'm going to click Edit. I don't want to offer all of these types of prints. I just want to do the most popular types of prints, which are 4x6s, 5x7s, 8x10s, and as a price anchor, I'm going to do 16x20, and that is it. I'll uncheck these and then press save. Now, CloudSpot has this really cool gallery, or this really cool option. If you want to do a bulk markup, actually, I'm sorry, once again, we got to also change paper types here. I'm just going to do Lust right there. luster, and then set OK. Now let's see. So it'll show you the price of these, right? So a 4x6 costs you 99 cents every time somebody prints it. So the markup they're suggesting is $1.98, which means that the price has to be $2.97. Now that means every time somebody buys a 4x6 for $2.97, you make $1.98. That's not bad, right? If you sell a lot of prints. And then 8x10, 16x20, these as well. Now, one thing that you can do if you want to change these prices, if you know that you have a percentage that you want to make as far as a markup goes, then you can do that right here. We're going to say that I want my markup to be 400%, and I'm going to round up all of my prices to the nearest 99th cent. I'm going to hit save, and then CloudSpot is just going to go ahead and do all of the math for me and update all of my pricing. So now a 4x7 costs $4.99, which means that I will make $4 for every 4x6 that is sold. And then that's it, right? You're done. You went ahead and made your print catalog. I'm going to go ahead and get out of there, and now you will see there is your default portrait catalog. Now what's cool is that you can have multiple catalogs. So I do one for events as well, because sometimes if as a photographer, sometimes you shoot a 5K or some sort of local event, and you know that there's going to be people there who want the photos, but they don't want to buy all the photos. They just want to buy the photo that they are in. So the pricing for those types of events are going to be different than, say, a portrait session where a couple or a client has already hired you to do the shoot. You know what I mean? So you can have multiple catalogs. So again, portraits, weddings, portraits, weddings, events, whatever it is that's going to fit your style of photography. Okay, next thing that we should probably take care of is taxes. Taxes aren't super fun, but you got to collect them, otherwise you go to jail. So we're going to go ahead and add in a tax rate. So we live in the US. I live in the US. So just search for United States. There you go. For me here in Indiana, the tax rate for tangible products is 7%. And I'm not going to apply that to shipping or digital sales because I don't need to here in the state of Indiana. I'm going to click OK, and now we are done. So now every time somebody purchases something, tax will automatically be added, and you just save that portion for yourself, and then come tax time, you just pay that. Okay, next thing we're going to take care of is discount codes. So we're going to go over here, but before we put in a discount code, you have to put in a payment method. And the reason is that CloudSpot allows you to make gift cards. Now, of course, you don't, if you send a client a $100 gift card, you don't have to pay the $100. You're only going to have to pay for the product that they buy. So they need to charge your card for when prints are purchased. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. All right, so now that my card is on file, we're going to go ahead and set up discount codes or gift cards, or I'm going to show you how to do that. So if you want to create a discount code, one thing that I do, around the holidays is that I will send all of my clients for that past year just a 25% off discount code to allow them to purchase any prints that they may want to for the holidays. So I'll show you how to set that up. So we can name this something like Holiday Print Promo. Now this name here isn't seen by the client, so it really doesn't matter what you call it. Now you can go ahead and generate something if you want to, or you can call it, perfect, Happy Holidays 25. I like it. And then, so from here, we can decide what we're going to apply the discount to. Is it the subtotal? Is it shipping? Or is it digital sales as well? I'm just going to say subtotal. I don't want to discount shipping. I'm going to change this from a dollar amount to a percentage amount. Change that to 25%. It's not applicable on digital products, but I don't want to include free economy shipping. We will say that the code expires, and then whenever you want to. Minimum order, just say $20, and then the maximum number of uses, nah, that's fine. And then save. So now I have a code that I can give all of my clients to just incentivize them to purchase prints. Okay, so we have taken care of all of the store stuff that we need to. Let's go ahead and upload some photos. Let's get to it. So we're going to head back to the Collections tab right here up at the top, and we're going to create our first collection. So New Collection. This is where you get to name it. So I'm going to name this one Sam and Mary Engagement. We can put a date on it if we want to, and then we can also give it tags. So I know that this one is which of course I'll add a date for a wedding, but for an engagement session, not so much. So for tags, I'm going to call this engagement. But then I'm also going to give it a tag of the year that it was as well. Cool, and now we are all done. I'm going to hit create. So now we can go ahead and upload our photos. I'm going to click this upload photos button. I'm going to click my edited engagement session images right here. I'm going to select all and wait for them to upload. Now that all of the photos have fully uploaded, I'm going to go ahead and just click this view, which this will take you to the gallery, which will allow you to see all the photos. Some of them might still be processing, and that's okay. By default, they are sorted by file name right here, but you can go ahead and rearrange them in whatever order you want to, which is great. So next, you'll see that over here we have the ability to add different folders, right? So I'm going to rename this folder right here, part 1, right? So this is when we first showed up. We just started shooting right away, but then they also had an outfit change. So I'm going to call that folder part 2, and I'm going to go ahead and save that. Now, of course, there's no photos in here, but I'm just going to go ahead and look into these photos in part 1, and we can see that, right here is where she changes, or where they change outfit. So I'm going to click on that first photo, scroll all the way to the bottom, shift and click to highlight all of those, and then move those to part 2. And now we have our 2 different folders of photos right there. Now, another thing that you could do if you wanted to is, like I said, CloudSpot integrates with Plan, which allows you to schedule out photos for social media. Then I'm going to go ahead and create a new folder called social media. So I'm going to click on that photo. I like that photo, and that photo as well. And I'm not going to move them, but I'm going to copy them into social media. And what's cool about CloudSpot is that that's not going to double the amount of photos that you have in your account. It doesn't add to your storage. It just makes a copy of that photo into this social media folder here. Now, I'm not worried about this folder for my clients because you can make as many folders as you want, but you can select which folders your client sees. So again, that's a really great feature. If you shoot weddings, you can have a folder just for vendors, right? For all the photos of the decorations or the catering or the band, and they can look at all those photos without those photos showing up for the clients and them, just being taken out of the experience. And there you go. That's basically it for uploading your photos, which means that it is now time to get our gallery ready to send to our clients. So what you need to do here is just click the Create Gallery button. So I'm going to click on that and then create a new gallery. So again, here we go. We have the folders that we want to display. So I'm not going to show them the social media folder right there. So now we have options to name the gallery right there. We can also give it a custom URL. I just like to give it the couple's name because for like weddings and engagements, I upload all the photos to the same gallery and then just make different folders and allow them to view them all so that it's all just there in one spot. I'm also going to display this in my portfolio under the engagement category there, because if I ever want to send somebody a link to my engagement images, I want this one to show up. So I'm going to click that. Next, we go over to cover, and this is where we get to once again pick out a nice little design for our gallery, for how our client is going to see it. And I like this one right there. And I'm also going to upload a photo. So this is the photo that is going to show up. Basically, it's going to be the first photo that they get in the email that their gallery is ready. So you really want it to be something that stands out. Yeah, I like that one right there. So I'm going to go ahead and click open. I want that one. And it's going to go ahead and upload the photo there. And you can see, oh, wow, that looks pretty good. Now, you can also change the position of the photo. It doesn't really do much here in desktop view, but in mobile view, as you can see, they're not even in the photo anymore. So I'm just going to go ahead and move this over until they're in the shot right there and click OK. Now, it says free gallery provided by CloudSpot. Again, this is just because we're on the free account. If you have the paid account, that will go away if that's really important to you. Okay, so now I'm going to go over here to layout. Now, we have several options for layout. I like the row layout because it doesn't get as confusing. Small column or column is more like a Pinterest style where it's all vertical, but row goes in order. And to my brain, that just makes the most sense. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that. I typically choose small row and just original padding. I also display my file names because sometimes maybe a client wants one retouched or edited in a certain way, and I need them to tell me which photo exactly that they're talking about. So displaying the file names allows them to do that. Next, we can add a call to action button. So this is a button that's at the bottom of the gallery that encourages them to take a next step. So for you, this could be something like, leave a review. Like, how did you like your photos? Let me know how I did. So you could say, leave a review here, and then say, write a review now. And then the button link, you can grab that from Google for where you or wherever you collect your reviews. Obviously, I'm not going to fill all that in, but it's great that you can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. Next option that we have here is download. Of course, I want to be able to enable downloads for my clients to download their photos. Now, we have some options, all right? So we can restrict downloads to just one photo at a time. I don't use this, but this is something that, maybe you would use if you do event photography or, mini sessions or something where you just don't want to encourage somebody to download all of the photos. Next is image size. So what size are the photos going to be when they download them? On the free account, the only option is social media, which is still 2048 pixels wide, which is, it's a good size. It's not like a weird web size or anything. If you do have one of the free plans, you can enable them to download the full resolution images or custom. So maybe it's smaller to download and look at, but if they buy it, then they can download the full resolution option. Again, I don't do that, but that's an option where I could see that being useful. And then last year we have a download pin. The download pin, I use this the most for weddings, right? I've already been paid by the couple, so they don't need to purchase the downloads from me. So I have a pin number, which allows them to obviously download their photos, but still have some security and not just have random strangers downloading their wedding photos. So I enable that. Okay, next we go on to sales. We're going to, of course, enable our store because who doesn't want to buy your beautiful photos? The sales catalog, you can choose which sales catalog you want right here. We're going to use the portrait one, of course. And then do you want to enable discount codes? So if you do, a lot of discount codes for your weddings and engagements, but you don't do them for your events, now you can choose. Do you want the discount code to be active in this gallery or not? And then you can obviously limit accepted codes as well. And then you can also display a sales banner. This is huge. You can say with the discount code, take 25% off for the holidays. So there you go. Take 25% off for the holidays with code Happy Holidays 25. Boom. And then you can add like a little timer thing right there or shopping cart, whatever. And I'm just going to leave that at that. That is a perfect sales banner. Next, we have access. Okay, so access is who can access the photos, right? So do we want to enable email capture? Well, yes, I do want to enable capture because I want to know who is viewing the gallery. Another thing that is great about this is that if you capture emails if your gallery expires, right? You don't have unlimited storage. Well, maybe you have the plan with unlimited storage, but at some point you're going to be deleting these photos. You can't be responsible for their photos forever. So let's say that I'm going to have this gallery expire at this date. Because you enable email capture, a month before this date happens, you can send them an email that says, hey, by the way, your gallery is about to expire. Before it does, just make sure that you have these photos downloaded and backed up, or if you want to purchase any more photos, this is pretty much your last chance to do so. So I always enable email capture. You could also do a password. I don't do a password. I find that the more difficult for guests of a wedding to then view and then ultimately purchase photos. So I don't do that, but you could if you wanted to. And then watermarking. Again, not available on the free plan, but if you were on the paid plan, this option is a game changer. As I said earlier, once a year I do a free engagement session. Again, the session itself is free, but the photos are not. If they like the photos, then they can absolutely purchase them. But if they don't like the photos, then we just go our separate ways. So because they haven't purchased the photos, I need to watermark those photos for them to see them to decide whether or not they're going to buy them. I don't watermark my photos within Lightroom. I upload the clean, unwatermarked photos into CloudSpot, and then I have CloudSpot watermark the gallery of images here. I turn that on, right? And then you also have the option to watermark downloaded images. This might work if you're doing like maybe corporate stuff or like branding stuff where somebody has to download it and view it and give you feedback or something like that. I don't use that though. But again, if somebody downloads a photo or purchases a photo, then CloudSpot automatically removes that photo, giving them the clean, beautiful photo right there, just as you intended. All right, and now we are going on to our last tab here, the advanced tab. Do you want to allow people to share your gallery on social media? Yeah, of course. And then last thing, embedded media. What is this? Oh my goodness. Well, one thing that I love about CloudSpot is that it integrates with several different options to put in a quick little video. So I like to actually use Animoto right here to create a slideshow of all of my sessions. So here's one right here of this session with, well, we named them Sam and Molly, I believe, but their real names are Corey and Monica. But as you can see, it's just a short little video which kind of goes through their entire session here, right? And it's nice, and it just kind of gives them a feel. It just kind of gets them in the mood, I suppose. And it's something easy to share on social media. So I'm going to copy the URL, and then I'm going to go back here into embedded media, and I'm going to paste that URL right there. Now, what does that do? Now, the first image that they're going to see is actually going to be your slideshow here, which is wonderful. That's a great way for them to, again, see it, get into the mood, share it on social media, but then still have all of the full high resolution images that they can have for themselves. And that is it. I'm going to go ahead and update this. So now we can see that our gallery is ready and ready to be sent to our clients. So now that it's ready, we just hit this email button to send it off to them. So for their names, I'm just going to put in sorrysamandmolly@gmail.com if that's a real email address, but you're about to get an email here. And then I want to send me a copy as well, just to verify that it actually did go through. So next, now we have the option, what do we want to email them? Do we want to email them a link to their gallery, or do we want to send them the link to the gallery and a zip file to just go ahead and download the photos right there? Nobody else does this. Nobody else does this. This saves so much time and saves you from so many emails back and forth with a client asking, how do I download this? How come, only one photo downloaded? Why is this a weird size? You don't worry about any of that. This will automatically include the zip file in the email for them to download and enjoy right away. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. Again, what photos are we going to be sending? Just part 1 and part 2, not the social media stuff. And then, of course, you have a few extra options here as far as the zip file goes. And now here we go. Now we have our email that we get to send to our client. And look at that. The template is already installed and ready to go. So now all that I have to do is change the PIN number. We get to include the PIN. You can go back and find the PIN number, but I believe that it was, we'll just say that it was 6149 or something like that. And then, however, like it says, CloudSpot will go ahead and include the gallery download pin in the email. So you don't really have to worry about that. Upload a few last things, add their name in there, add your name, and you are set. You hit the send button and it is good to go. So there you go. Everything you need to sign up, set up, and send your first CloudSpot gallery. Again, if you haven't done so already, sign up for CloudSpot by heading over to deliverphotos.com. And if you have any questions for me whatsoever about CloudSpot, again, leave it in a comment below, and I will do my best to answer each and every one of them. You took a big step forward today in your photography business. I'm proud of you, and I can't wait to see where this takes you. So that is it for today. Again, if you have any other questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you soon.